Welcome to the You Heard podcast, your go-to for Miami Hurricanes football. Ben, Joe, Hope, and CB break down recruiting, hot topics, and game day action.
All right, we'll talk about it at the end.
No, let's talk about this right now because you completely flipped it on me now.
I hate him for knowing this, bro. This man knew the brand, dog.
Okay, I don't appreciate that. I'm saying, like, I don't appreciate.
What are we talking about, son?
Get into it, talk. I felt
Keeping it a buck.
Let me close these curtains real quick.
You heard.
And we're live. Family, what's going on, man? Everybody in the chat, my guys, 818 Cali Kane, what's going on? How y'all doing? Bagging up? What's going on? Yo, listen, we got like 17 days-ish, about a couple weeks out until 8:31, and you see it here. Let's get this up just to make it easier for everybody. Get your merch. You got 17 days, man. If you order today, tomorrow, you'll get everything on time, man. You'll get everything on time. It's no biggie. You know, yeah, it's almost that time, man. I'm sure everybody's excited. I'm very excited to see what we got going on. How's everybody in the chat doing? Hope everything is all right. Josh, what's going on? Yeah, let's go. 818 Cali, 18 days till we smell. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You saw there's a guy on Twitter who crashed out talking about the O-line. Well, he was from Florida, actually. He's a Florida Gator fan, but yeah, man. It's almost time, man. This is the time where we see what's really going on. You know, I believe Miami has a scrimmage this weekend, and it'll be the final scrimmage. You know, I think this scrimmage will answer some of those tough questions. You know, I think if we're looking around, if we're looking on the roster and we're analyzing the two deep, of course we're not in the building. We don't know what's really going on, but to look at some of the position battles, right? So I think in the slot you have a position battle. Slot receiver, I think you have a position battle, right? You have Ray, who's the vet. You have Tony Johnson, who's the vet. You have Keelan Marion, who's a vet, and you got Mally, who's the young hot boy coming in. You know, so that's a battle. You know, by all accounts, you know, and we're relying on everybody who does Kane content, right? We're relying on people at practice. Ray's looking good. Ray's looking lean, fast. He had the opportunity to sit behind X for a couple of years. So I'm sure he learned all the tricks of the trade. I'm sure. You know, so yeah, that's a battle we have to really look at. Autism. What's going on, man? I wish we would have got up this weekend. How was your weekend? Hope not to. Nah, I didn't really do nothing, man. I just ate well, you know. Go with Ray sprinkling it. Yeah. I feel that, but I think Tony Johnson will have something to say, and maybe Tony Johnson moves around a little bit. But I think he's gonna have something to say, you know. And even the other receiver spots, right? I think CJ Daniels probably has a spot, but on the other side, you know, we know JoJo is not healthy right now. You know, if he gets healthy, the assumption is that's his spot to lose. But you know, you got Josh Moore showing up, and then you know, I don't know how many people are talking about this, but we're hearing Dylan Upshaw is going crazy. You know, so you never know. You never know what's going on with that spot. I think going into Notre Dame is different than if we were playing Bethune, no disrespect. You know, if we were playing Bethune, it's different, right? You could try some things out if we were playing Bethune, but you got Notre Dame first. You got to come out with your best 22. You know what I mean? So you got to come out with who you feel comfortable. No, I was talking about JoJo's injury history. You know what I mean? I was talking about JoJo's injury history. We won't talk about injuries here. I was just talking about, you know, the fact that he's been injured, you know, a lot. So that's an unknown, basically. A1A Cali Kane, what's your opinion of this? I believe our starting DB is a Poiser, Thomas as safety. That's the Tennessee transfer. OJ Lucas and Damari. Our starting nickel package and dime is adding O'Connor. Who's your projected starting DBs? We'll get to that. We'll get to that. My guy, Flo, appreciate you. Flo dropped some new merch, man. Y'all gotta go and get that. He dropped a couple of new shirts. We shared it on the You Heard Twitter, X, excuse me. Sorry. We'll share it again. We'll keep sharing it. Go cop that. Get ready, man. You know, get ready. We trying to sell out. Autism, we beat in ND 30. Hey, man, I don't think it's gonna be that high scoring, but you know, hopefully. But yeah, that receiver room, and then you know, I think the running back room is a contested battle. You know, you got Fletch and Lau fighting for carries. I think they'll probably ride the hot hand in those situations, but those two guys are at the top, and then you got Sharmar, and then you still got Hellcat, and you got I'm terrible with names. The kid from Alabama. No, the kid from Pringle, my bad. The kid Pringle. You got Pringle back there too. And Pringle is looking good. So you got 5 backs in that room who, I mean, yeah, this is the assumption that it's those 3, but you know, we're hearing Pringle and Hellcat are getting busy. You know, so that's I think this scrimmage will kind of answer some of those questions as well. You know, I think everybody penciled in Sharmar Brown as the number 3 back, but he still has to, he's coming up a level. It's not like, I know he got busy where he was at. I know he got busy, but this isn't that, man. I keep saying that. This isn't that. It's a difference. And it's a different offense, it's a different speed. It's different. It's different. On the O-line, who's the left guard? Can anybody say that with certainty? We know Markel Bell starting at left tackle. We know James Brockenmeyer starting at center. We know Inez Cooper starting at right guard. We know CC starting at right tackle. Who's the left guard? You know, we saw a couple of pitches of left guard. We saw McCoy at left guard. Seen Ryan Rodriguez at left guard. Like, who's starting that guard? You know, so that's a battle. DT. Who's starting at DT? Like we Mezzi and Bain are most likely pinned in, right? You could probably write those 2 in with magic marker. You could probably write those 2 in with a Sharpie, right? At D tackle, who's getting the most snaps, man? You could say Ahmad Moten. He's the elder statesman. You know, he's transformed himself. He's doing everything he's supposed to do. This is money season for Moten. Then you got Justin Scott, 5-star, talented, probably the most talented in the room. You got Blay, who's coming from, a lower level as well, but by all accounts, he's an anchor in there. Then you got the young boys. You got Artavius Jones. You got forgot his name. Tell me his name. Forgot his name. But you got a couple of young boys at D tackle as well who are looking for snaps. Who's your third D tackle? Who are you rotating in? Right? So after Moten, Blay, and Justin Scott, you need more than that. You cannot go in Notre Dame with 3 reliable D tackles. Nah, you can't do it. Now, I hear everyone saying Bain and Mezzi can move inside. Those are your 4th and 5th D tackles. Listen, not saying it can't be done. Not saying they wouldn't be successful. But if you have to move those 2 inside for more than just pass rushing situations, let's say, knock on wood, I'm gonna knock on my head. You know what I mean? That's wood. Let's just say there's a situation where, God forbid, something happens to a couple D tackles and you have to move Bain or Mezzi inside on 1st and 2nd down. I don't think that's going to work out. As talented as those 2 are against, I don't think that's going to work out. That's not going to work out. So we need 2 more DTs to step up, man. Let's see what's going on. Bagging up. I don't want to see either inside, especially on not. Absolutely. Poke was good, brother. Hope everything well. Staying cool out there. I know it's hot down there. Hot. Let me see. 818 Cali, man. I believe this may be the first year our running back is as deep as what we had when we had Goreport. Yeah, no doubt. Running back room is very deep. Running back room is very, very deep. That's a good point, Autism. That's a good point, man. Notre Dame has to come down to the heat and humidity in September or last day. Well, yeah, basically September, last day of August. It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. It is at night, so that helps. It's not a noon game or a 3 o'clock game. That helps. But yeah, that's something to look at, that's definitely something to look at. Joe, you low-key exposing us right now. Now you got me thinking about ID. I mean, that's always been a issue for me. That's the question. DT depth is my main concern other than special teams, right? The kicking game. DT depth has always, I've been saying that. I'm not real comfortable with it. You got, Simpson, Jones, Dalen Russell, right? So you got the young boys, and I'm curious. I'm pretty anxious actually to see Dalen Russell, because when we signed Dalen Russell, we all knew he was a bit undersized, but he was like what, the 2-time player of the year in South Florida. Like, that's no small feat. Defensive player of the year, whatever, at Columbus. That's monumental right there. He was getting busy. So it seems like they just put him in the lab, basically locked him away, stashed him for a year, and said, listen, Let's go. When it's time, it's time. So yeah, I he's not a DT, but I think he's in the vein of his coach, right? Damian Lewis. Damian Lewis was the same way, man. He wasn't the biggest, but Damian Lewis was a problem. And I think I think he can be the same way, simply because of what he did, what program he came from. I'm sure he just has that in him. And again, he's been stashed away. He's been working. He's been lifting. So I think he'll be all right. I'm curious though. Like we said, I'm curious. It's different if we were coming out against a lower level team. We're coming out against a playoff team, a tough, hard-nosed, well-coached playoff team. So it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. A1A Cali Kane. DT Def hasn't been deep for decades. That needs to change for sure. Our DE are way deeper than DT. Yeah. That's why he added all that weight and looks. I haven't seen him in person. I don't think. I probably, when we were in the building, we probably saw him, but I didn't pay enough attention. But I don't know that he's fat. Nobody looks fat. I ain't see nobody that looks fat. Kicking game has more concern than anything on the team. Bro, yeah, we were definitely spoiled. Polk says kicking game. Yeah, we hope so. We were spoiled, Polk. We were spoiled, man. Borregalis come in, we could look away. Be like, yeah, we got that 3. No doubt. We could look away, but now, don't know. I think we utilize our DNs more. That's the only right answer. Got to adjust to where. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely ways to mask it on defense, but I mean, the advantage I see is quickness, and I think the defense is that way, right? I think it's a one gap scheme. One gap, get upfield, get in the backfield. That's the best way to neutralize a power running game to me. The best way to neutralize a running back is to get there before he gets started. Kind of remembering the 2017 game where the Notre Dame had the O-line that was, coveted. Everybody was talking about their O-line. They had the running game, and we were just in the backfield every single time. They couldn't get started. So I think that's how it's going to have to be here. We definitely couldn't, sit there, 2-gap them and try to move them off the line. Nah, we have to penetrate gaps, and I think we'll do that. So I think that's if something's going to ease my mind about the DTs, it'll be the fact that they're quick and they'll be able to penetrate, in my opinion. Listen, I live in Texas. Our new kicker, Bert Auburn, makes me nervous. I don't want us needing the 4. Yeah, I think the other kicker would be the long range kicker, because from 40 and in, I think Bert Auburn is like perfect from 40 in. I don't think he's missed. Well, no, he hasn't missed the extra point, but from 40 and in, I think he's good. He's good money. Outside of 40, I think is the issue. And that other kicker is supposed to be the big, the big leg guy. Now what? D-line, D tackles. I'm sorry, linebackers. Who's our 2 linebackers? Who's starting that linebacker, man? I think most people will pencil in Wes, right? But then you have Wes is going to play outside linebacker. Then you got who's starting that middle. I see Torre. You got Chase Smith still there. You still got Popo there. You got young Kellen Wiley in the mix. Like, you have options, man. Mo Torre hasn't played middle linebacker. I mean, if he did, it was a while ago. We've seen him only outside or rushing, at an edge, basically. He looks like a middle linebacker, definitely. I'm sure he could come downhill. I'm sure he's willing to knock heads off. But he hasn't done it. So that's something that we have to look at. Now it's wonderful to have those numbers. It's an embarrassment of riches, right? I love it. I love it. I think you got 4 linebackers who can play, who I feel comfortable playing. 4 or 5 who I feel comfortable playing with. So I think we're good there. But if you're saying Wes and Mo at the linebackers, okay, that's something new. That's something that's going to look different. Then you got the DBs. So A1 Cali Kane was asking about the DBs. I feel like it's going to be Xavier Lucas and OJ on the outside. I think Damari Brown is going to play nickel, star, whatever you want to call it. And I think the 2 safeties, free safety will be Poiser. And I think the strong safety will be Jacoby Thomas. Right? So that's that. And then when you package it, I feel like there will be multiple packages. Multiple packages back there. Like, there's too many guys. You still got Charles Brantley. You have Ethan O'Connor, who everyone is loving. You got Dylan Day, who's showing up. Bryce Fitzgerald, who's my guy. Everybody's saying he's looking crazy, the most athletic back there. You got Jabari Slime back there. You have Amari Wallace back there. You have a lot going on. So I'm curious to see, man. Listen, on a 3rd and long, we'll mess around and see a 2-2-3-6 or something like that. Something crazy. Ewald poke. You know what I mean? We'll mess around and see something crazy. You mess around and see 8 DBs on the field. Something crazy you're liable to see. Because you have, not only are they more athletic, they have more position versatility. Like, you got people who can line up at safety. You got people who can line up at corner. 2-2-7, something poke, right? I don't know, something. Yeah, Markeith Williams is still back there. Like, Chris Ewald, man. You got Keontae Scott. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. That's crazy. 8-1. I don't understand the hype with Love. Comparing his stats to last year, him and Damian average the same yards per carry. Love is very talented, no doubt, but he didn't do it. Yeah. I saw that. I did see that. We were discussing that, and now you heard chat, man. He's very talented. He has breakaway ability. They played a lot of backs last year, and their quarterback ran a lot last year. Riley Leonard was a part of the run game, so he did get shut down in the playoffs, but that's what playoff teams do, right? Yeah, he definitely got shut down in the playoffs, but and Indiana, he went off against Indiana, but the real playoff teams, no disrespect to Indiana, but that's what they do, right? They understand who the threat is, and they shut them down. So I'm hoping to see that on August 31st. We know who the main guy is. All the talks about these 2 quarterbacks, they're talented, they're young, yes, they got decent receivers, but we know who the guy is. So hopefully that'll tell me a lot about Coach Heatherman with how we play this game. It's not going to tell me everything because we have a long season, but it'll tell me some things. with how we play this game, man. This team is more talented. Oh, Pilo. Why you say that, Pilo? Why you say that? I'm curious. Not, hey, your opinion's your opinion. And I don't think we can say this for sure right now, but I'm curious to know your reasoning, Pilo. Yeah. Indy situation reminds me of the situation they had. They did. I think Wimbush was like a 5-star too, man. I think he was that boy's controller was shaking in there. You know, he was playing. Woo, it was crazy. All right, let me go to this Caneswear ad, man, and I'll get back to y'all real quick. And we will discuss who I think is gonna be, the 2 deep. Who do I think is gonna be in the 2 deep? We'll discuss that on.
Welcome to Caneswear.
New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Hey, if you're in Broward County, man, go see the fellas at Caneswear. They got all the new gear up. Go to caneswear.com. They got all the new gear up, man. Listen, speaking of gear, we got the gear. You know. If you know. You see it. Get ready for 8-1. We got that welcome back. We all remember that scene when they were saying it Hard Rock don't get loud. We all remember that. Then we got the mama said knock you out. Sebastian getting his fight on. This is the vintage look, black and white. It's only available in the 3 colors. We got the white, the black, and the, I guess, kind of charcoal look. But yeah, that's tough right there. And we got the regular one. It's more colorful, more modern, I guess you can say. And that's in multiple colors. Yes. And we still got the, we still got the this is a new joint for the workout heads. If you in that gym, that's the front of it. Go in that gym, cut off the sleeves like old school if you want. You remember when we used to cut off the sleeves. Got the big ibis in the back flexing on them. So go to the gym and flex on them. And then we got the Legends line still, man. We got the Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, Andre Johnson. I love that Andre. ST, definitely. And we still have the favorites. We got the helmet, the visor helmet. Dope. We still got the you heard for the culture. And let them cook. Yeah. And we still got the mug. My wife uses that mug faithfully. So go cop, man. Go cop. Cop today. You'll have it in plenty of time. All right. So, who starts? So after the scrimmage this weekend, final scrimmage. Let's pray everybody comes out of there healthy. Who's gonna start, man? Who do we think gets the start and who gets the most snaps, right? Because in some position groups, the person who starts doesn't always get the most snaps, right? So like D-line, will rotate. Running back, maybe a situation like that. So who's gonna start? So we know on offense we have Carson Beck starting at quarterback. People are saying Emory looks different. People are saying Judd has stepped up. Luke Nickel, everyone's looking good in the room. The number 2 quarterback, I'm gonna have to say Emory Williams. I understand some of the reports out of practice and everything, all right, I'm gonna keep it a buck here. I'm gonna keep it a buck. This is what we do. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I feel like while we're trying to win in 2025, we have Carson Beck. We're obviously trying to win. We're trying to get to the playoffs. We also have to look to the future in 2026. I feel like you should see what you have in Judd and Luke Nickel in game situations. I don't think Emory Williams is in my opinion. Obviously, I'm not in the building, so I don't know. But I don't think Emory Williams is in the plan moving forward. So I think, let's say something happens at quarterback where somebody else needs to come in. Obviously, Emory Williams is going to go in, right? If we're trying to win a game, I think Emory Williams, let's say something happens at Notre Dame where Emory Williams has to come in, you're going to have Emory Williams come in and, kind of steady the offense a little bit. But moving forward in the season, I think Luke Nickel has to get and Judd have to get some snaps, man. I think you have to get them the ball. Cody, what's going on, man? Hope everything is well. Orange and green. I ain't see you in there. If Indy has a QB competition going on between a freshman and upperclassman, they have right. If you have 2 QBs, you have none, right? You have 2 number 2s. You don't have a number 1. But I think you have to get a good look at Luke Nickel at some point. I think they'll probably redshirt him, but he gets to play in 4 or 5 games or something like that. I think it's imperative that he plays in those games, like gets real snaps, man. But just for this conversation, Carson Beck, and I think Emory Williams will back up Carson Beck. At running back, I think Fletch comes out with the ones. I think those splits get pretty even, right? So percentage-wise, I think it's really 51-49, maybe 50-50 between Lau and Fletch. But it could also depend on the game, right? Who's hot, the game plan. I don't know out of the 2 who's the better receiver out the backfield. Damian Martinez was a good receiver out the backfield, man. Hopefully, I think both of those guys have improved and worked on that this season. But I think both of those guys get, equal or close to equal snaps. Now, behind them, I don't know. Shamar Brown was definitely brought in to get some snaps, but I'm hearing Pringle is a problem. Hellcat is a problem, man. You can't, so Fletcher Lau, we know those are 2 layups, but after that, I think it's, who you trust more, so A1A Cali, yes. Nickel definitely needs snaps this year outside of the Cookman game. We're gonna be up big this year on teams and he should get time. Absolutely. I agree, but depends on what part of the season it happens. Later in the year, for example, Luke and Judd may be ready to play. Yeah. That ready to play thing to me is hard because how do you know if they're ready to play if they don't play, if they don't get snaps? I don't know, because if you're saying practice, some people can look ready in practice, and then when you put them in the game, that's how you know they're not actually ready. You know, they may be ready in practice, because in practice there's a comfort level. I don't care how, especially for quarterbacks, I don't care how hard you try to simulate pressure and situations and all that. It's not the game. It's not the game at all. And in practice as a quarterback, regardless, you know you're not getting hit. You're not getting hit, and you know that. There's no way to tell yourself, I'm about to get hit. I got to get rid of this ball. I have 2 seconds to get rid of this ball. Can't tell yourself that in practice, man. You're not getting hit. So it's different. All right. So let's go tight end. Elijah Lofton, obviously. But after that, Bauman, nickel, Brock Schott, right? I think Jackson Carver's hurt. I think he'll be back. You know, he'll be out for most of the year. I think he'll make his way back. But and you got Big Owen. You got Big Owen Ruskovich. You know what I mean? You got Big O. So we know Elijah Lofton is that guy. He's a Swiss Army knife. You got Luka Gilbert. You got Luka Gilbert too, man. So when Elijah Lofton is wherever he's playing, right? Let's say he's the H back or he's split out wide. Who's going to be the inline tight end? Is it going to be Bauman? Is it going to be Luka? Who's it going to be? That's a question. That's a question that should get answered this weekend. O-line, again, I said it again. Who's the left guard? Who's starting, man? Is it going to be McCoy? Is it going to be Rodriguez? Is it going to be Sampson? Who's starting at left guard? Questions that should be answered. At receiver, CJ Daniels on one side. Who's on the other side, man? Has JoJo stepped up? Is JoJo good? That should be his spot, right? But has he taken that spot? It should be his spot, but has he taken it? You got Josh Moore, by all accounts, trying to take a spot. He's trying to take a spot. Upshaw trying to take a spot. You know what I mean? Nye Carr's still around. Where Nye Carr at? I haven't heard Nye Carr's name, but I mean, what he's outside. What is he gonna do? In the slot, right? The hotly contested slot. Who's gonna take it, man? Ray has stepped up. Ray been waiting for years. Ray has learned. Ray is mature. Then you got Malley. Then you got Tony Johnson. Then you got like Keelan Marion. I mean, this should all be worked out this weekend, right? Matt, what's going on? Josh Moore gonna make an impact this year. I hope so. Malley will too. Yeah. Yes. My sleeper's Chance. Right. Is Chance healthy? If he's fully healthy, let's see what Chance got. Let's see what Chance got. Who's your favorite player on O&D? Player on O&D. All right, we'll get to that, Matt. We'll get to that. I'll answer that. All right. So on D-line, right? All right, we got Mezzi, Bain penciled in, Sharpie then. D tackle. Who you got? Justin Scott, Moten. That's my two. So let me, that's my two. Let's start there. We'll start on the D-line. You got Mezzi, Bain at ends. And for me, you got Moten and Justin Scott starting at D tackle. Rotating in will be Blay and Simpson rotating in. Right? I think on passing downs, we may move one of Bain inside. I think we may go, sometimes with 3 down linemen, sometimes 4, but you move Bain inside, and then you get Lightfoot outside, and you get Booker Pickett outside, you get Malik Bryant. You still got those guys rushing the pass, and Malik Bryant, Lightfoot, Cole McConaughey, Booker Pickett. Man, listen. All right, linebacker. I can't believe you brought Mo Torre in to sit on the bench. I don't know that that's the case. I just can't see it. So, although I don't know how it's going to work out, I think you have to have Mo and Wes starting at. If you're running a 4-2-5, I think you're going to have Mo and Wes starting. With you gotta with Kellen Wiley, Chase, Pope. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't know. Starting Mo and Wes. DBs, I mentioned it. I said it already. I think you got Damari starting at the star, the nickel, whatever you want to call it. You got OJ and Lucas outside. You got Poyser and Jacoby Thomas at safeties. And a heavy rotation. O-line, I think you got Markel Bell. I think you got Matt McCoy at left guard, James Brockenmeyer, Coop, and CC. At receivers, I think you got CJ and JoJo on the outside, assuming he's all good. And I think on the inside you go with Ray. I think you start with Ray and you get people in. Tight end, obviously Elijah Lofton. Yeah. Matt asks, who's my favorite player? Not necessarily who I think is the best, but my favorite player on defense. Oh, sheesh. My favorite player on defense is Ruben Bain, man. That's my guy on defense, man. And I think he's taken a lot of shit for what people perceive to be a bad year last year. But yeah, I think he's ready. I think something bad is gonna happen for offenses this year with Ruben Bain, man. On offense, my favorite player on offense is Inez Cooper. That might be boring. He's an old lineman, I know. But Coop to me, is the glue of the offense. Coop is the glue, man. He's what I like from an old lineman. You know what I want from my old lineman? To be overprotective. He's overprotective. Like, he coming out, if something pop off, he's first in line. He's first in line. Like, nah, you're not touching nobody over here. He gonna take the bullets first, and I love that. So yeah, those are my two favorite players, man. I'm hoping Mario did not forget our special teams. We were so that's the issue, man. I think there's no reason Miami's return game shouldn't be crazy. Like, when Brashard Smith touched the ball, I felt confident when he touched the ball. We need somebody of that ilk back there, man. Torre is gonna produce big time this season. I hope so, and I think so. I think so as well. He's undeniable. Like, we've watched him. We remember the bowl game. I know you remember the bowl game. He was all over the place, man. And I've been watching him. He's a problem. And he's a dog. He got that dog. Yeah, King. He's going to eat in the scheme. Yep, absolutely. Ruben Bain, Jordan Lau, your two favorites. Okay. That's what's up. Yeah, Jordan Lau. I think Jordan Lau is going to have a big year, man. I think Jordan Lau is ready. Like in his limited action last year, he just showed up. He just showed up every time. So I think he's going to be ready, man. Listen, from a talent standpoint, I think it's starting to get there. The floor has definitely been raised, and that's what you want, right? You want the floor to be raised. Like, think about the rooms, right? The DB room, right? That floor is crazy. Like, we just named Damari Brown. We just named Xavier Lucas, OJ Frederick, and these guys are all young. It seems like Damari's old, but he's not. Like, he's not. I think he'll have a red shirt from last year. He's not. Xavier Lucas is young. OJ is young. Poizer's young. Jacoby Thomas is older. Charles Brantley been around for a while. He's the old one. He's the old guy. Chris Ewald, Bryce Fitzgerald, Amari Wallace are all first-year guys. Slime, Jabari Antoine, first-year guy. Ryan Mack is tucked. Forget about Ryan Mack. Second year, redshirted last year. One of the most technically sound corners in the country. He's still chilling. Ethan O'Connor is young. He's young too. Like, yeah, that floor has been raised in the linebacker room. Mo is the older guy. He's out of there this year. Chase Smith is still there. Popo. Wes is an older guy. Darius Hayes is still in the room. Who was a 4-star, highly recruited guy. The kid from NC State, young, Kellen Wiley Jr., freshman, first year, a problem. Yeah, man. You got the linebacker room looking crazy. Floor has been raised. The edge room, the floor is crazy. Lightfoot, Pickett, Malik Bryant, all young guys. Malik Bryant is still young. Cole McConaughey, like that room is bananas. So again, man, we still, there's still work to do to improve the roster, but in 2025, the roster is looking good. Good. Now, is it good enough to compete in the playoff? I think it's good enough to compete. I think you should get to the playoff. Let's say you win the ACC and you get to the playoff and you have a home game. I think you should win a home game. You know what I mean? I think you could win 1 or 2 games in the playoffs, man. And then you get to the big dogs and it's going to be a fight. But I think you get to the playoffs, you should win 1 or 2. I think the roster's built for that. Definitely. All right, people, man. Listen, we got 17, 18 days, baby. 17, 18 days until Notre Dame comes to the Rock. Listen, it's going to be a battle. Recruits galore. I don't know if the visitor list for ND is out, so I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say who's coming, but we all know Derek Cooper will be there, right? I don't know who else got named. I haven't been paying attention, but we know Derek Cooper's gonna be there. But that list is crazy already. with more to add, I'm sure. A lot of people that's committed elsewhere will be at that game. It's a similar situation to Florida last year, man. First game of the year, you have a chance to show recruits where you're going. Nah, Scorpio. Nah, man. This is my background. Brother. I wish I was there. I wouldn't leave that joint, but nah. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a time. Listen, hit us on X. Let us know where you're tailgating, man. Let us know. We will stop by the tailgate, say what's up, man. We wanna kick it. We'll be at, most likely Flo's tailgate. We be kicking it with Flo. But we walk around, man, and we hang out, man. We love it out there. So let us know where you guys are at, and we'll kick it, man. Say what's up. Hit us on our Twitter page. You heard on X, and we'll kick it, man. Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening, man. We'll be back Sunday evening with the full squad. Hopefully, we get CB back on a couple times, man. I want to get him on a couple times a month, man. That's my guy. I miss his energy. I miss his spirit. So hopefully CB can jump on a Sunday, man, and we could chop it up. Appreciate everybody, man. Have a good week. Go Canes. Hey.
Thanks for watching. You heard. Thanks for listening. We appreciate y'all. You already know every Wednesday, 6 o'clock. You already know every Sunday, right on time. You already know.